Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with the Saw right here on Superlative Radio. And this week, Dylan and I are going to be talking about the Mandalorian again, and of course, Star Trek Discovery. And at the end, I want to talk about the Disney investors meeting, or the shareholders meeting, or whatever it was that they had, where they revealed all the content that's coming to Disney.
So we've got
Plus
some interesting stuff to talk about there.
Yeah,
Should
so that'll
good.
be at the end. So hang around to the end and catch up on all that good stuff. There's some really cool things coming.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Anyway, we'll start with the Mandalorian like we usually do. And overall, you said what about the episode?
I liked it a lot. It was a good, ass kicking as usual.
Yep.
And
Bill Burr guest starred again.
yeah, Bill Burr. Yeah, I was surprised to see that. I was like, wow, that's Bill Burr. Yeah, because it was Marky G actually that introduced me to him because
Yep.
I'd never seen him before. I hadn't. He said the name one time, and I said, Bill Burr.
His comedy's awesome.
Oh yeah, he brought up some. In fact, I did the same thing. I showed Denise some of it after.
Oh, he's got a few comedy specials on Netflix,
Yeah,
and they're friggin' good.
He is funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I pulled up one from, he was at the Montreal Just for Laughs, and I pulled that up and let her watch it, and it was quite funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was, but he's got a great
I like his
stand-up.
character too in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's an ex-Imperial guy and
Yeah, exactly.
got them into the
them into the place and did the thing, and
He's not one bit funny in this, is he?
Yeah,
no,
actually,
well, there's a few. There's not
there's
like
a-
comedy, but it's
no,
there's-
it's not comedy, but he has a few quips that it's like, oh god, you do laugh, you
Yeah.
do chuckle, because he says things and they're sarcastic.
Yeah, like him.
Like him,
Yeah.
so it does make it kind of funny because he's being sarcastic or
It
he's saying
shines
something.
his personality.
It does,
out
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
it
He
does.
fits the character really well.
Oh yeah, very much so.
So it's pretty good.
And all in all, it was good to see him. And of course, it was nice to see him get away at the end.
Yep.
That was nice
They
that
let
they
him
did
go.
that too. Yep. And then of course get to see Mando's face
Yeah, yeah,
Which
because he
was
had to
strange.
show it in order to
to get into the machine.
get
there.
into the
Yeah.
terminal and get the information he needed so he could.
It's making noise.
Is that making noise? Okay, I'll go this way. All right, I'll leave it alone.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
so it was good to see, and
was a
all in
good
all, was
episode.
and the way they handled those people trying to blow up the stuff there as well, and
Yeah.
that was quite interesting to see him.
When they're driving in, like when they're driving along in there, and all the raiders are attacking
Yeah.
or whatever, and Mando's up there and he's fighting them or whatever, and the one guy, the first guy that gets tossed down the front and gets run over,
Yeah.
and you can see Bill Burr kind of move the thing a
Yeah,
little bit so
yeah.
he can run him over.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm laughing, and Kim's like, "You have issues."
yeah. It's the
I'm like,
truth.
"What do you mean?" She's like, "You have you," and I'm and there, and then he shoots another guy, and I'm laughing. He kicks another guy off, and he,
Yeah.
throws the thermal detonator, hits the guy right in the face
Yeah,
with it, and
yeah.
it blows up in his. And I'm laughing my butt off, and she's like, "You really like when people get it in twisted ways, don't you?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, it's so funny.
Don't ever let me take over the world because you're gonna. Yeah,
People are gonna be at thermal detonators to the face.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was so funny.
it was
so funny.
It was hilarious the way it all.
I
went.
laughed.
And
then
of course, I
you know,
love the
they're
way they
trying
just
to-
keep saluting everybody
Yeah.
as they're going in. It was quite funny.
Yeah, and then they're trying to get out, and as they're climbing out on the thing, and the guys think they're going to get them, but they
Yeah.
get shot because the two women are
The
up
two
there
women up
shooting
there,
them.
yeah. Well, nothing like having backup, you know. But yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it, and it's
Yeah, it
nice to
was.
see where it's. And of course, then at the end, of course, he gives him his warning, that he's coming to get him, and
Yeah, I liked that.
yeah,
You may have some idea of what you have,
Yeah.
but you do not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like he said to him, and it was like, that's so awesome.
it was really, really good. It was nice to see,
It'll be really cool to see how they managed to get on there and get Grogu back. So it'll be really cool, I think.
It's going to be another good ass kicking for sure, but
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah,
be
it
nice
should
to
be
see.
cool.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun to see how they pull it off. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
anxious
looking
to see.
forward to it. For sure. And I mean, like, now I gotta wonder, like, where they're filming that, and I should probably try to find out. 'Cause
I have no idea.
It's like like they go from like one like this. They were on the area they were in was in a jungle, but like and the episode before it was like a different planet there, and then a different planet there. Like you gotta wonder, like, where are they?
Well, I mean, they have
it's not-
people that scout out.
Oh yeah, no, I know,
areas
but
to
I
do
mean,
it,
like,
you know.
with COVID, it must have been difficult for them to get out and shoot into different
well,
places.
I don't know if they
I don't know.
rope off the area or have people not,
Pongo,
stick
one
to
more,
your-
and I'm throwing you out. Oh man,
He does have a tendency to
Ripe.
pass gas. Yes, he's good at that.
Right. You could weaponize that. The Germans would have loved you.
Let's have another dog. Okay.
Speaking of the Germans,
The
you're going to
Germans.
love what I've written for the next episode of All in the Pen.
Oh yes. Okay.
Anyway,
should be
just a
good.
little hint of what's to come, people.
There you go.
It's funny. So anyway,
Keep tuned.
overall,
It's coming.
I liked the episode. I thought it was well done, like
Yes,
all of them.
as always. It's just it's really, really.
It was odd to not see Grogu at all in it. I thought they would have flashed back to what was happening with him, but they didn't.
They don't want to give you any.
So it'll be really interesting to see. And I'm wondering if they're actually going to rescue him before the season, because there's only one more episode left.
Oh, I thought there was
So-
2.
No,
Okay.
no, that was episode 7. There's only 8. As far as I know, there's only 8.
Oh, poo. That's not good.
I know,
Okay.
and then we're not going to get the third season until Christmas next year. Right, same
That
time next
long?
year. Yeah, well, same as this year. It's been a year between them.
Man, okay,
A whole year. We got to wait for more. Like,
that's not good.
no. So anyway, it's
No.
it is what it is. But
And there's Ikers coming to
there's
say
Ike
hi.
coming to say hello. That's right. Hey, buddy. But yeah. Anyway, so let's leave it at that. And if you want to hear more about what's coming with Star Wars, like I said, just check back at the end. Let's move on to Discovery. What did
Okay.
you think of Discovery?
Again, very nicely done. It's nice. Well, obviously, it was kind of a fight to get her to go to the planet, I guess. But but at least they found out sort of what may or may not. And it was funny because with this whole thing about the fact that being displaced first from time and then displaced,
Yep.
twice over kind of thing.
It was really messing with her.
Yeah, it was really messing.
Which
So-
is what I said. Remember how I said it was because she
you
was.
didn't let me finish. I was going to say you had said that originally. And
Did
it
you
was just funny how it all came
catch
to
the
be.
reference there to the J.J. Abrams?
I did.
where
yeah.
they showed the guy in the Next
Yep,
Generation
right.
uniform,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
apparently he had crossed over from the alternate
That's what they were saying.
J.J. Abrams universe into the Prime one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really quite interesting to see
Yeah.
how they're doing it now. The guy who was sitting there on the planet just out of the blue that just appeared, reading the newspaper
Yeah.
with the door.
Yeah. That was the guy. That's Guilfoyle. Yeah. Because he was. He's been in all kinds of different. He was in CSI.
Oh no, I don't mean
he was in-
him as in what he's been in. I mean, what do you think he was? Seemed very Q-like to me.
Actually, I didn't even think about it. I just recognized him and went, "Oh God, it's Guilfoyle."
Oh
Cool.
well, the actor, big deal. It's not the actor; it's the character.
Okay. Who?
That's what I mean.
You think it's?
He seemed very Q-like. He just appeared.
Yeah.
He had a door. He was able
Yeah.
to move her into the past, into the mirror universe,
Yeah.
so to speak. And I wonder if that's a permanent thing, or if that's just all in her head, or what. Like
Well, no, because Michael saw it. Not in her head, because
Michael saw her go through the door, but doesn't mean she not actually went through to the mirror universe back in time. She not only went through to the mirror universe, but she went back in time to when she was still emperor.
Right, that's true. You're right.
So as
Yeah.
far as I know, only a Q could do that.
Well, okay, maybe.
I don't know. That's what I mean. I'm wondering like what the.
Well, it's hard to
Of
say.
course, once they went through, of course, it was all mirror universe stuff, and it's. I would have thought they would have been done with that
No, well, they put her back in.
by now. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if it's, going to be.
I guess I never thought of that actually, but
All mirror
that makes
universe or
sense.
what?
So yeah, I guess.
how she got there.
So yeah, so now she's sort of back in charge of it
But
all.
that's what I mean. I wonder if it's when she went through this door, if it just put her into a spot where she is working through that in her head, or if it's actually a way that transported her back
Back to
through
where-
time to her own universe or whatever.
Maybe that's part of what we find out in the next.
Yeah, I don't know.
But well, there you go. What did you think of it all?
It was okay. I'm not really keen on their on the way they've handled the mirror universe
Okay.
with Discovery. And I guess a lot of that has to do with the fact that it doesn't quite align in my idea to, I guess, what it would be. I don't know. I mean, it's.
You just don't like the way they're doing
I'm
it.
not. It's okay. It's not terrible. But it's like, I don't know if they're being overtly brutal in the mirror universe, just for the sake of being overly brutal, or if that's how Gene Roddenberry initially envisioned it when he did the very first crossover in the original series.
Well, being as brutal as it is, it gives a both sides of the same coin kind of deal. It clearly defines the difference.
Oh yeah, no, I know that, but I'm just like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm just wondering if when Gene Roddenberry had the mirror universe in mind when he came up with it in that original,
Yeah.
Original series
Incarnation,
episode,
yeah.
okay, that if he had it as, okay, well, that's going to be if this is, I guess I'm wondering if this is what he was envisioning it as humans being that brutal, or just them being more like, maybe like the Klingons or Romulans at the time, instead of being, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
I know
not
what
sure.
you mean, but you see the thing too.
I get why they're doing it, and I know that as they've shown the mirror universe through Deep Space Nine and Enterprise before, and of course the first season of Discovery, we have seen the mirror universe and people being extremely brutal in it and stuff, and I get that, but
in the original incarnation of it all, they couldn't show them as brutal as they show them now.
no, I know they couldn't.
You know.
But that's what I mean. I'm just wondering if there was a connection there, like if that was what he was originally thinking and just trying to convey in the best way he could.
That's right, without being stuck with censors saying you can't do that or whatever, because they couldn't get away
Because you
with
got to remember, at the end of that episode, right? They had convinced Mirror Universe Spock to change that universe,
Yeah.
and he did. When he went, that's why it changed.
Yeah.
And that's why when we see them again in Deep Space Nine, why humans have been conquered, was because Spock went back and took over and changed everything.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe that was his original plan.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have no
Just
idea.
couldn't fulfill it to the degree that he wanted to under the circumstances due to,
Yeah, exactly. And that's just what I'm curious about. I'm just wondering if that's what it was.
Could be. I would say that makes sense, personally, but that's just me. I don't know. Okay, Iker, sit down, hon. Come on. Yeah. You going to sit down and relax? You going to sit down and relax while we do this? Okay. But yeah, so all in all, I liked it. It had scenes that were kind of filler to me.
Yep, I agree.
But overall, I kind of look at it again, like I said many times to make comparisons. Like I look at it sort of like Back to the Future 2. It's a necessity to get to number 3.
Yeah.
And you need to. Sometimes it seems like breadcrumbs in the meatloaf or whatever.
And often,
but it's
often when you have episodes of shows that are, one of 2 or one of 3 or whatever, then yeah, that does tend to happen a bit. The first one tends to fill you with and then the resolution all happens in the next one.
Yeah,
I get that, but
you need a bridge to get to where you're going. So I mean, not everything.
And I'm really curious to find out again, like I said, with Buddy on the chair that was sitting there reading the newspaper and smoking the cigar, and with the door, if that was like a cue or what, like because he just appears.
Yeah, exactly.
Like out of nowhere.
Yeah. So maybe that's the case. Again,
I do
find out.
like
How many are left in this one?
Well, I'm going to guess there's only 13 episodes, and I think that was 8.
Okay, so we still only have a few
9.
left. Okay, so at least it's
Maybe
more
it was
than
10,
one.
I'm not sure. I have to double check, but anyway.
Okay.
I do like how they're, when they showed the Admiral again, he was
A little more open to what's going on.
not just that, but he was more. He's more seeming to be like how you would picture the Federation would have always been. Like he was just more open to,
Yeah.
no, you guys take care of your crew member. We'll handle the emerald
Yeah, that's
chain
right, yeah.
and blah 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 blah. Even though like they really can't afford to lose the Discovery in a fight if they're going to
No.
need it. Like because they're so limited in ships and materials and whatever,
they
right?
are,
but
he's more open to it this time.
it just seems like it's finally showing it to be the Federation that we've all come to know.
Yeah.
And because remember last time I talked about how there was a rumor out there, or a theory that the Federation was going to be evil.
That's right,
and
you
I
said
didn't
that.
believe that because it just didn't seem to me like it would be.
Yeah, you said that
So-
because they're actually the ones that are behind everything, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't believe that. I think they're just they're just showing them the way they are and how they should be.
Well,
So-
again, I guess time will tell. Time will tell. But yep. Anyway, all in all, it's getting there, and I'm dying to see where it's going to end up. So
Yeah.
I'm in. So hook, line, and sinker. They've got me.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, I mean, I think the season has done a very good job of setting up the future. When the Admiral, when he tapped his badge there and just
Yeah.
transported away, Kim says to me, she's like, "Where did he go?" And I'm like, "He just transported away." And she's like, "Don't they have to shh?" And I'm
not
like,
anymore.
"No." I'm like, "They're new badges that they have." I'm like, "It's the transporter, it's their comm
Well, they said
badge,
that
it's-
in one of the
it's
past
their
ones.
it's their tricorder things. I says everything all in one. They don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm like, they can just and they go.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Convenient.
it is very, very convenient."
But good.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Now, what's going on with Disney?
Nothing more you want to say about
No,
Discovery?
I have nothing else that I needed to say about it. I was just enjoying it and waiting to see where it's going to go.
Okay. Well,
What did they
so
all
for
have
all
to
of
say?
you that don't know, the Disney shareholders presentation was the other day. I think it was this past Thursday or Friday. Thursday, I believe. Maybe it was Friday. I don't remember. Thursday, I think. Anyway, so basically every year all of the parts of Disney get together and they make a presentation and they show it to all the shareholders, all the investors, and everybody that's a part of Disney to show them what's coming, so that this is how they're going to make money and this is how you guys that are all shareholders are going to be paid and blah 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 blah. Basically, so they announced they of course they did a Marvel Studios, they did a Lucasfilm. They did ESPN, like all of their properties they did presentations on. But the two we're going to focus on here is Marvel and, of course, Lucasfilm. So now I'm just going to bring up the actual stuff here So for Star Wars, they have coming up on Disney Plus over the next couple of years. They have... a Disney Plus show, Rogue Squadron. They have an Lando Calrissian
Really?
show. Yep. Ahsoka is getting her own show.
True. Okay.
Cassian Andor from Rogue One is getting his own show. Obi-Wan is getting his own show.
Jesus.
They're doing another one called A Droid Story or whatever, and it's all going to be told from C-3PO and R2-D2's perspective. There's, of course, Season 3 of The Mandalorian, which is going to be coming. They're doing another one called Star Wars Visions, which is going to be a collection of animated shorts telling different things throughout Star Wars. They're also doing Rangers of the New Republic, and they are doing another animated show called The Bad Batch, which is a follow-up to the Clone Wars, showing a group of clone troopers who all went off and did their own kind of thing or whatever. So they've got a lot of stuff coming. There's also going to be a fifth Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So
Yeah.
they've got a lot. They didn't announce any new movies, just that there is a new one coming. I think it was 2022 or 2023, but they didn't announce what the title was. So, but there's a lot. So Rosario Dawson is getting her own Ahsoka
Yeah.
series, which is going to be cool. And of course, the same guy who played Cassian Andor in Rogue One is going to be
Going
in
to get in there
Andor.
and get his own, yeah.
What's his face there who played Anakin alongside Obi-Wan? Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen. Thank you. I knew that. But I always call him Adam Driver first in my mind
Yeah.
for some reason. I don't
And
know
it
why.
was Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, he's going to be reprising his role as Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan series. So I don't know if
So
it's
at
going to
least
be in a
they're keeping it-
flashback or what. Yeah, who knows how they're going to do it. But anyway, that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it, especially the Ahsoka series. I think that's going to be just
Well,
awesome.
she's something, but okay.
And,
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so it should be cool. I mean, there's just so much they announced. It was crazy. It was like, holy jumpins. And then, of course,
I'm actually surprised they're doing another Indiana, but
well, Harrison Ford's doing his swan song.
yeah, that could be the. This
Yeah.
could be it. This has to be his swan song. He's.
Yeah, he's 78.
Yeah, I was just going to say he
he's gonna
can't
be
do
like
much more.
80 or something by the time it comes out. So, anyway, that takes us to Marvel. So Marvel, of course, in January 15th is the date that WandaVision starts streaming,
Finally.
and I cannot wait for that. When
Yeah.
that finishes, then we're going to get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then Black Widow is coming in May. They're also doing the Eternals, Shang-Chi. They announced Fantastic Four is in the works. Mark Ruffalo is going to be reprising his role as Bruce Banner and the Hulk in She-Hulk when that comes out later next year. Ms. Marvel is going to be coming out next year as well, and that's going to have Brie Larson in it, alongside of the girl that's going to be playing Ms. Marvel. They also showed the trailer for WandaVision, a new trailer for WandaVision, new trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, an amazing trailer for Loki. Loki comes after Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
There's a lot of good stuff
Loki,
coming.
WandaVision, both tie into Spider-Man 3, which comes next Christmas, and ties into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which comes out the following, I don't know if it was March or May, something like that.
Wow. Okay.
And they're all connected. And the other great part about it is that Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil in Netflix, is coming to Spider-Man 3. He's going to be reprising his role as Matt Murdock and Daredevil in Spider-Man 3 next year, along with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, both as the Spider-Men that they played. Also, the fellow who played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, opposite Tobey Maguire as the villain, he's going to be in it. And
Oh yeah, the English guy.
what's his face there who played George Jefferson in the reboot? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is going to be reprising his role as Electro in Spider-Man 3. Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3.
Wow, you got everybody in there.
And then they showed a really awesome new trailer for Marvel's What If. They're also doing Secret Invasion, which is going to star Nick Fury and the Skrull Talos that was impersonating him.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just mind-boggling, the stuff that they have coming. It is, and everything is interconnected. Everything just ties into everything else, and this and that. And and you remember the little girl in Captain Marvel, the little colored girl who was helping her pick her costume colors at the end?
Yes.
Her name's Monica Rambeau. She's in WandaVision.
Okay.
Hawkeye series is going to be coming late next year as well. Basically, once January 15th starts, there is a new Marvel. I believe there is a new. I could be wrong because they didn't announce exact dates, but I believe that what we are going to get is a new Marvel
Product.
show or product or something every week for the entire year.
Wow.
Yeah. Every week there will be something from Marvel.
They're really pushing
That's
it.
movies, TV shows, everything. Like it's crazy what we're going to get.
Okay.
It's just, but I mean, we got next to nothing. We did get nothing this past year.
That's right. Well,
because
sure.
they're going to do the Eternals again as well. I mean, like
COVID put a cramp
COVID
in
killed
everything.
it, right? But and all of their shows are, I believe, 6 episodes. All of their shows are 6 episodes, not 8 like The Mandalorian. I think they're all 6. I know that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is 6, but when Kevin Feige was doing the presentation and the announcement, he said that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is just a 6-hour movie. That's all it really is. It's just basically a 6-hour movie.
And they're going to cut it up.
They're going to cut it into six shows, but it's basically just a 6-hour movie. And that's what they're kind of planning, and everything's going to kind of tie into all their stuff. It was really cool to hear. You can watch the presentation if you guys go and you check out. All you have to do is type in to YouTube Disney Investor Day 2020, and you can watch. There's one channel on here called Everything Always. A fella named Michael Roman. He's the guy that does that channel, and he plays the whole presentation for Marvel, the whole thing.
There you go.
It's 22 minutes or whatever. You can watch the whole thing. He plays the whole clip of that presentation. You can watch it. It's really cool. It shows you all of the trailers. It shows you everything that Kevin Feige's talking about. It's just,
Wow.
it's
okay.
really something to
There
see.
you go.
So it's about 20 minutes long, but it's really cool. I'll put a link to it in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool. And you can find all of the Star Wars ones on YouTube as well, all the Star Wars trailers. And they've got trailers for just about everything that I mentioned. It's nuts. I am so looking forward to next year because
Obviously. Yeah, well,
for once, we're finally going to get some new Marvel content, and I'm just super excited for it. And WandaVision, the new trailer for it just looks amazing.
well, I'm looking forward to that because it sounds like it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
So I'm.
And of course, Quicksilver is supposed to be back in it as well.
Oh, there you go. So
But I mean, she brought Vision back to life, so I'm assuming she's going to be able to bring Quicksilver back to life. So it is really cool.
Good.
I'm just super excited for it.
it's about a month away then.
Yeah, but we'll have something to discuss. Now, supposedly tonight is supposed to be the first episode of Pennyworth.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to look that up.
So gonna have to see if we can find that. We'll let you guys, of course, know next week when we put the show up if we
found it or saw
and
it
got
or
to talk
whatever,
to it,
yeah.
talk about it. But
Well, if it
it's
works out,
supposed
we'll
to
talk
start
about
tonight.
it.
So
Good.
it's tonight being, of course, Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, we're filming this on Sunday, and this will be up tomorrow. But so if you if you're hearing this now, you might be like, "Oh crap, I missed the first episode of season 2." Not sure
Just
yet.
look around.
Just look around. You can probably find it. You know,
Do a search.
if you got any kind of cable or whatever like we have, you can just play it on demand anyway. You don't even need to record
Yeah,
them anymore.
yeah.
You just
Well,
play it on
that's-
demand. Just
Speaking of, now this is totally not kind of off topic, speaking of on demand, but Kaylee Cuoco
yep.
has a new series
Yes, I know.
called The Flight Attendant.
Yes, my mom was telling me about it. She said that she's been watching it.
Yeah, me too. I'm 7 episodes in.
You're just mentioning it now?
I only watched the 7 episodes last week. I've watched it between the time we talked
Oh.
last, because it was on demand.
On demand. Okay, all right. And how
now,
is it?
I'm surprised. I honestly, I really just thought
Is it a thriller?
it's
or
it's
suspense.
yeah, suspense, because she's a flight attendant and she hooks up with some guy that's on the flight, whatever, wakes up in the morning and his throat is slit and he's dead. And she's basically, it looks like she did it, but she doesn't remember because she got so drunk and did it, and it leads into a whole, and it's really quite interesting.
Okay, well, I'll have to check it out.
I
I'll check
really
it
and
out.
truly didn't.
My mom
honestly,
was
I didn't-
talking about it too.
Yeah,
She said
I
you should
really and
check
truly
it out.
didn't think it was going to be that good. I don't know why. I just didn't think it was like, nothing against you, Kaylee. I mean, I'm a fan, but I just thought, okay, well, let's see where it goes and see what. So went into the first one and went, okay, and then went into the second one and went, okay, it's got me going here. So next thing you
Okay.
know, so now the new one The next one is coming on Thursday.
Okay.
So, I think it's one every week or something. But now I caught up on demand, and now I got to wait a week for everyone to come out,
Okay.
and I hate that now because I'm so used to binging things.
Binging?
But all in all, it seems like a pretty good series. So yeah, I would say check it out and have a
Yeah,
look.
see, this week I started watching there's a Netflix show called You. And
It's about sheep.
no, it's called You.
Yeah, it's about
Y-O-U.
sheep.
No.
Oh, not EWE.
Not sheep.
Okay.
Not you. You.
Okay.
Anyway.
I felt a little sheepish about whether I should watch it or not, but
Anyway, it's about this guy who.
you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes.
It's about this guy who's basically a stalker. He meets this girl and he starts stalking her, and then he ends up dating her. And anyway, I think probably about 4 or 5 episodes in so far.
Okay.
Anyway, it's called You, and
You.
Yeah, yo,
You.
yo. Yeah,
Sorry, it was there.
Yeah. So it's on Netflix. You guys can check it out. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. He's like in his head, like it all. You hear everything in his head, right? Like he's trying to justify everything he does, and in his own logical way.
So it's kind of like
It
a
makes
film
sense.
noir kind of feeling.
Man, I don't know, not really. But it's just like everything in his head, like the way he says things, everything in his head, it justified to him. And if you were a psycho like him, it would make logical
Perfect sense.
right? So it's like he's talking about this, and he's like this and this and this and this and this, but everything in it's all in his head when you hear him, and it all makes sense to him.
Right.
But to anybody else out there, it would be like,
Just
no,
like,
he's
I don't
a
think so.
psychopath.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway.
Okay,
that's
so
pretty
You.
neat.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, check that out. Maybe you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Flight
But
Attendant.
yeah,
I'll check it out.
I just figured I'd mention it because it was, Kaylee Cuoco and, we're big Bang Theory fans and whatever.
Yeah.
So they've come, even Jim Parsons, he did something a little while back that was that took place in old Hollywood. And I can't remember what it was. It was a series. It was a multi-episode series. And the language was just,
So unsheldon.
Oh yeah, completely unsheldon, But of course, she's using some pretty good language here too, And it's just so weird to see them
Doing that
outside of that
Yeah.
character that they're doing. You get used to seeing them,
Yeah, that's right.
But-
Well, they were those characters for 12 years.
Oh
right?
God,
so that's,
yeah,
That's a
So,
long time.
Yeah, exactly. But it's weird to see the.
I had really hoped they would have done a spin-off from that.
I was too. I was hoping they were going to give Kripke his own show because that, to me, if they'd have done it right, would have been hilarious.
I had heard they were going to do a Wolowitz and Bernadette spin-off.
No, that could work too with the kids and
With the
whole,
kids
yeah.
and stuff, and I had thought that because then you could have had the others guest star here and there,
Yeah.
whenever, right? Like I thought that would have been kind of cool, but I don't know. Guess not.
Or even Stewart with his comics book store and the whole, that in itself too would have been kind of funny to see how they could bring, But
I've seen him in some stuff too that's not comedy, and it's so weird to see.
I know. Well, you see, the first time I saw Kripke in something else and he didn't have
Of the list?
Yeah, I was like, holy jeez, what the?
My favorite is, what part of America is that accent from?
Yeah.
Supplies,
Yeah.
a woozer.
Yeah.
Cooper, you're a freak.
Yeah. It was so awesome. Yeah. He did that part so perfectly.
Well, I do have a model rocket next to my bed. A model what? Cooper, you're a freak.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was great.
Anyway. Okay, so we've rambled on long enough. But yeah, check out the Disney
I wasn't
Investors.
finished. I had one more thing I wanted to say.
What?
Never mind. Forget it. I'm not
Okay.
saying it now.
Check out the Investors thing. It's pretty cool. You can watch the whole bunch of stuff online. There's lots of great things coming. Stay tuned to us. Hopefully next week we'll be able to talk about Pennyworth.
Yeah, if it all works
So-
out good, we can check it out this week because I'm dying to see where that's going to go,
Yeah, me
especially
too.
where they left us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we will catch you guys next week for another episode of Let's Talk with the Saw right here on Superlative Radio.
Take care, guys.